10 years, but this is episode 3 of my podcast. And we got a lot of stuff to go over since I haven't made a podcast episode in 10 years. So, first of all, this is going to be a sports episode, bro. First of all, I'm going to talk about Fortnite. The day I'm recording this, I am Diamond 2, 70-something percent. And I'm grinding to Unreal, trying to get there. I'm live streaming it all the time. But back on topic. So we're gonna talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins first. I went to the Pittsburgh Penguins game where they faced the Florida Panthers, lost 3-2 in a shootout. They had a back-to-back. The next day, they beat the Montreal Canadiens in overtime. Marcus Pettersson's first career overtime game winner. In overtime. I say overtime. Hold on. The Penguins' record now is 22-17-7. They are 5th in the Metro. Last 10, they're 4-3-3, which They have outscored opponents this season 138 to 126. And so we're gonna move on to the NFL. There's a lot to talk about in the NFL right now. So Steelers made the playoffs. Mike Tomlin still has never had a losing season. So playoff seeds were Ravens. Bills ended up taking the 2 seed from the Dolphins, which moved them down to the 6 seed. And the Steelers were facing the Bills wildcard round. It was Steelers versus refs, if you've seen my TikTok. There was 2 penalties on the Bills that weren't called. And George Pickens slammed his helmet. The Steelers have also hired Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator. I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. I want to be happy, but at the same time, I don't. But you never know. Things can go the right direction. Even the owner of the Steelers says he wants playoff wins. It's like unreal. So moving on to playoffs, we're going to go wildcard round all the way through. So CJ Stroud, a rookie, blew out the Texans. Blew out the Browns. There we go. Joe Flacco and the Browns, 45-14. Joe Flacco threw 2 or 3 pick sixes. And the Texans went on to face Ravens. Bills faced Chiefs. This was Mahomes' first playoff road game, and he ended up winning. Tyler Bass missed a crucial field goal, which made him lose in the divisional. So Tyreek Hill returned to Arrowhead for the first time since being traded to the Dolphins in the wildcard round against Chiefs. The Chiefs blew out the Dolphins 26-7. And it was the 4th coldest game in NFL history. But with negative 24 wind chill at kickoff. And the Dolphins are major league frauds. They only beat one team over 500. They lost the division to the Bills week 18. The Jaguars lost to the Titans week 18, which caused the Steelers and the Bills to make the playoffs. And those 2 ended up playing. The Ravens blew out the Texans. and then hosted the AFC Championship for the first time. Going over to the NFC. We're at the AFC Championship. I'm going to go through NFC now. Baker Mayfield was baking. People were saying let Baker bake after blowing out the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a collapse after the bye. It was unreal, the collapse. Nick Sirianni cried through all of it. The Eagles lost 32-9 to playoff Baker. Jason Kelce retired the day after. I would too. We're going over to the revenge game. Lions, Rams, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. Both played. One played. Wait, let me rephrase it. Stafford played for the Lions for 12 or 13 years. Jared Goff played for the Rams. Lions got their first playoff win in over 30 years at Ford Field. Last time they did that, they won the Super Bowl. Then they're going on to face the Bucs in the NFC divisional round. And then the Packers and Jordan Love killed Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. It was funny to watch. I was watching it. I was cracking up through. The Cowboys are frauds. It's nacho year. Dallas. And the Packers faced the 49ers, who were the one seed who had the first round bye. 49ers almost lost to the Packers if the kicker didn't miss. And then the Lions went to the NFC Championship against the 49ers. And then 49ers were hosting. Oh wait, the Lions beat the Bucs to go on to the NFC Championship. Their second win at home in the playoffs. And the Lions had a 24-7 lead at halftime. Dan Campbell kept going for it on fourth down. He ended up missing, which cost him the game. 49ers are in the Super Bowl. And then moving back to the AFC. The Ravens, the whole sports world was rooting for the Ravens, basically. People were saying, I've seen multiple things on TikTok that says, save us, Lamar. From Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and the refs. And the Ravens proved they were frauds by losing 17-10 to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I was dying laughing watching that as a Steelers fan. My Steelers swept the Ravens, which was godly. We own the Ravens, so it should be called Pittsburgh Ravens since we own them. But Travis Kelce in the AFC Championship also set an NFL record, passing Jerry Rice for the most career catches in NFL playoff history. I didn't even watch championship games. I didn't feel like it, honestly. And then, so it's going to be Chiefs, 49ers, Super Bowl 58, a Super Bowl 54 rematch. The 49ers, let me tell you this stat. Teams with white jerseys in the Super Bowl are 16-3. Guess who's wearing white? The San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs are wearing red. And I don't even know if I'm going to watch this game. I don't know. I might for the halftime show, actually. I don't know. But going back throughout the playoffs, there was a lot of missed calls against refs. We proved that the NFL is rigged. The NFL glazes. No, meat rides. There we go. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Taylor Swift. Dan Campbell always goes for on fourth down. The Cowboys are major frauds. They can't win playoffs. A lot of people are saying that Cowboys need to move on from Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones said no. Lions were almost 49ers were almost frauds by almost losing to the Bucks. Texans proved that they're a good team with CJ Stroud. There's no way a rookie is blowing out a team in the playoffs. I've never even heard of that in my entire life. And then Steelers, without TJ Watt, they are horrible without TJ Watt. Mason Rudolph threw some costly turnovers in the red zone. I regretted. I cried watching that game, honestly. And going back to the regular season, you don't mess with the terrible towels, okay? The Jaguars did it when they faced Steelers. They collapsed, missed playoffs, which sent the Steelers into it, which I was dying laughing watching. And then the Bills did it, wild card round. They ended up losing to the Chiefs. People were saying, before the game, people were saying, after the game, before the AFC Championship, people were saying, the Josh Allen curse is real. No team has ever beat Josh Allen. Won the next game after beating Josh Allen. And then the NFL refs said, nah, I think I'm going to break that. And then the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. People are saying this is the most boring Super Bowl that we could have had. And I agree. This has been episode 3. I'm not going to take 10 years to upload episode 4. Heck yeah.